Call of Duty is one of the biggest video game series ever to be put out on the market, and it's turned into one of the biggest esports scene today. In this video game, there are three key fundamentals you need to be good at at Call of Duty. And you can see all these fundamentals in this 1v3 clutch by pro player Pristini. These three fundamentals are going to be aim, movement, and game sense. And you see it in this clutch as Pristini seamlessly flows throughout the map, kind of knowing where the player is going to be, pre-aiming each spot. It's beautiful. And why can't you trust me? So you can trust me because I've been playing Call of Duty for about 9 years now, and competitively for about 4 years since Black Ops 3. And well, I'm just good at the game. I have a 1.55 KD in pubs and a 1.39 in the competitive league play. And I played in Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 game battles, which is a way to play competitive. So the first fundamental is aim. And if you want to have aim nasty like Optic Dashy or Optic Scumpy, you're going to have to find the right sensitivity for you, where you feel most comfortable. And if you're not feeling comfortable on your sensitivity, you're going to have to change it. You need to find where you're most comfortable. So we're going to be looking at the controller setup here. As you see in look sensitivity horizontal and vertical, you're gonna want to have it at 4 to 6. That's where most pro players have it, with 1 ADS sensitivity. If you're gonna go higher than 6, I do suggest that you go 0.75 ADS sensitivity, so you keep that steady aim down sights. I personally prefer 0.75. That's where I found my sweet spot lately. And once you get that sensitivity, you just want to go into bots and just get as many gunfights as you can. They might not be shooting back at you because they're bots, but it's just one of the best ways you can get to practice your aim. And then you can go into pubs, which is another great way to keep on getting gunfights. Next is movement. There's not much I can say about movement, really, since it changes every single installment in the series. But it's very important that in the early days of the game, you learn the new movement mechanics and get them down, because they are very important for gunfights. Early in the game, if you know the movement and you're very comfortable, you can just win gunfights basically because you have better movement than them. And especially during the jetpack era days, where movement was just as important as aim. Now it's not as important as aim, but it's still very important for you to have an advantage in gunfights. The next one is going to be game sense. Game sense is basically your knowledge of the map and where to position yourself on the map, and positioning yourself for the game mode that's being played. It's very important to get a feeling for the new maps and how different game modes play on them, especially competitively, if you're going to do well in those competitive games. Now, here's a clip of Call of Duty champion Killa talking about his former Call of Duty teammate, Karma, the GOAT.
That I had never
you
seen
always
before.
say that.
Yeah, right?
This gunfight, you always say you were amazed watching.
Yeah, dude, because just the movement, right? He wouldn't need to look to his right to know how to get out of a window. His movement was just above and beyond. But tell me a story, man. I want it from your eyes, because I saw
fluently
it.
Moved out through the map, right? And they just naturally moved through the map. That's kind of how I was. Because when I play these maps nowadays, there's a seaside map, and I notice I'm naturally flowing through the map like when I play. And then there's a map like Frequency where I don't catch a break and I don't win the map. And it's not a secret. I don't flow with the map.
Yeah.
And it's just funny because looking back on the game, I flowed with a lot of the maps. And that's why, well, just being honest with myself, because obviously I think I'm great still, and, I can still play whatever. But just looking back and knowing the maps were kind of just natural for me.
So Basically, what he said there is that he was good at that video game because he just flowed with the maps better, and he's not as good now because he just doesn't feel those maps out, which all comes down with game sense. So now that you know all about the 3 fundamentals of Call of Duty, maybe one day I can see you on the main stage playing for Call of Duty Championship because you've become so good, but you probably lose to me with how nasty I am. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.